Ciao tutti, buongiorno, I am back. I was sick last week, therefore you had to miss me. And also didn't do a whole lot of trading, but if I have to believe what I saw on my Twitter feed and other social media, whew, the world is coming to an end. We're going to zero and yeah, pack your bags. Well, at the end of the day, we are still in the range, folks. We're still in the range, nothing too special going on, somewhere between 60 and 72k, and we just traded from the highs to the lows, from the lows to the highs, and that's it. So let's start diving in today's episode to see where we are right now, what can we expect. So this is Bitcoin on a 4-hour. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Drew a few trend lines. We of course still had the volume profile and some fib retracement, keeping it very clean, very simple. We had here the very area high where we dropped in last week and went a bit sideways, had a drop, had a buyback, had a drop again, and now we are just trading here underneath the point of control. Actually, this is also right away the most important news is that we lost that point of control, the most traded volume here at 67,000 ish. We also closed already a daily candle underneath. So yeah, that actually makes it a little bit ugly, makes it a little bit bearish. So therefore I am now looking for more shorts than for longs. I have a few shorts from much higher levels. I had them still from previous week. But because I was not really actively trading, I didn't take this short or any of the other shorts that I drew out here. They are still valid because right now they are also lining up with other levels. In this instance, a naked weekly point of control and the golden pocket. We here have an important support and resistance line. Again, a naked weekly point of control. Then we have a high here, and this then the all-time high. So I'm just keeping these on now for now because well, this is crypto. Anything can change. If we start pumping today, then suddenly all of these shorts can become valid again. But for now, I just want to look at the very local area. I had this trade in already for a while. That is a short from the point of control. As I said, I did not take this trade because it was too early for me. This was still a Sunday. We had a very nice clear backtest as you can see here from that level. We lost it. We went lower. We had a backtest and now lower again. I'm actually hoping or waiting that we might get a little bit of a retest, maybe to this level, or taking it out and then lose it again during New York Open. That would be very nice. Then I will definitely try to short it. If you are in a short right now, I would say do not close your position, but at least take a little bit of profit and just let it ride. In case we start moving up during New York Open and you are just like me still bearish, you then most likely need to re-enter if you have a stop loss right now at entry. If you're not in a trade like me, then of course it's hoping, then we're just of course hoping that we are going higher so we can take the trade. I still also have this trend line in, that's a low from here because we had such a nice back test here and test here. You can see this resistance here, so I'm keeping it in as long as it's support and resistance and it is respected. I am keeping it in because it might act as support and resistance again. So this is for now the most favorable short. You could go for something very local if we get a backtest of the VWAP, that's that white line, during the day, during the New York Open, then that could be a short, but you need to play it very locally. And then usually I put my stop loss just above VWAP, 0.5% higher, or when I see a backtest or a loss of VWAP again, and then I'm entering the trade, stop loss above the high. If we are going lower, then actually we have a few very nice setups that we could take. We first of all have the golden pocket, and that is measured from the highs here, not all the way to the lows, but to these local lows right here. And then this is your golden pocket. So that is not from the absolute high to the low, but it is a very significant low, as you can see. And after that we have a golden pocket here, and that is then measured from the absolute low to this absolute high to the golden pocket. The reason why I put both in is because if we would go lower here, we would kind of front run the people who maybe are waiting for the very area low, and you are taking out the liquidity underneath this wick right here. I hope it is visible for you. I'll put it in the middle of the screen. So you then have this wick right here, and then we are taking out the liquidity, and at the same time we are also creating a very nice bullish divergence in that level. As you can see, price is then making a lower low and the momentum wave is making a higher low. This could be really nice. However, you can already see the money flow is very bad, like inward curved. The VWAP is pointing lower and the RSIs are pointing lower, so this actually looks very bearish. I'm not 100% sure if we can get it. Maybe this could be a scalp. Then I will try to take it. Take profit after 0.5 or 1% and then let the rest ride. We'll probably then get stopped out. The golden pocket underneath is then a loss of that value area low, 64-ish, 63,800. We would then lose that level. Everyone becomes very bearish. Then we find support here. Also again a bullish divergence and then to go higher. The only problem is you have these sloping lows right here and well, that is also liquidity. So if we are then going lower, we need to stop at a golden pocket, but if we are breaking it, then I think it can be a very fast cascade down because you have these sloping lows. So be careful with it. You have to play that also very locally, something on the 1, 2 or 5 minute where you then eventually get into the trade. But those are the only two very much local longs that I'm looking for. And the nice thing about this golden pocket is if we're holding it, you have your low, your higher low, and then again a slightly higher low. And then you're actually front running the people who might be waiting for the liquidation week that we're not getting. Because if you've been following me, then you know that we have been looking also into the chart into the past, and then we have seen that all of these sloping lows are just not being taken out, and although there may be prime for a big liquidity week, it is just not happening. So that again could be then leaving people along the sidelines. If I just quickly zoom in on market Cipher B, we already looked at the 4 hour, the 12 hour, it is a little bit, I mean, we have the green dot, but we also see that the money flow is still coming lower, VWAP is already pointing down, and the RSIs are split, which means that that is relatively weak. On the daily, it also is a little bit ambiguous. We have the VWAP higher here, money flow is just flat, there's no strength. On the RSIs, we're also not in very super strong territory, and there's nothing that really points me to the upside or melted together. And also here the momentum wave is still not clipping. So if I do not see a green dot printed, or at least the daily is trying to print it, I'm being very careful with my longs, also because we right now are still underneath the point of control. Would we, for whatever reason, closer daily above that 67, so the point of control, then I'm quickly flipping my buys again to bullish and think we can go much higher. But for now it doesn't look all too pretty. What also doesn't look all too pretty is the weekly. I'm not saying we're going to zero, but this actually looks pretty bad. You can see that the money flow is coming down already for a while. We might have a little bit of a head and shoulders. The red dot also here got confirmed, RSI pointing lower, VWAP lower. That doesn't look all too strong, and since it is the weekly, I don't know, it might be a very weak or slow summer. I'm being a little bit careful with the weekly because just a few green days can just completely undo this again. But for at least for now, it doesn't look all too strong. I would be very careful with scalping. We're looking here now on the hourly. You can see that it's just a very wicky environment. Sometimes the moves up and down aren't even that big, and everyone is now jumping up and down. If we dump suddenly 2-3% and then everyone is calling suddenly for 40k, then we are pumping up here on the CPI news from last week, going up 3%. But mind you, in full bull or bear market territory, these moves were super normal, and that happened only already during New York Open. And now we are just in a super big consolidation phase, and then sometimes people forget that Bitcoin can pump 5, 6, 7% a day. So all of this actually is just a very small moves. I have, in the time that I have been trading more the futures markets, so that is ES, so the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, because they move a little bit nicer right now than Bitcoin, and they're both already at their all-time high. So although everyone gets super panicked about this, the regular stock market is just trading at all-time highs. What also has been pretty bad is the alts. If you are in alts, then just like me, at least for a spot portfolio, I'm getting one pop-up after another saying which coin is down. This is the top 100 in the last 30 days. You can see for a lot of these altcoins, they went down 20, 30, even to more than 40%. Look at here at FED, unbelievable. So they're getting a absolute beating. Might change a little bit if we get a full-on approval on the Ethereum ETF. If money is really flowing into that ETF, because it's not operational yet, it is not active yet, but once it is, money might be flowing into, and then maybe it also will pull up a lot of these altcoins. We'll see. It can still take a couple weeks, but that might be something that ignites then the altcoin market. For now, guys, again, please do not panic. It is still just a range of trading from the highs to the lows, from the lows to the highs. Like I said, for now I am looking for shorts or short scalps from the point of control, or maybe very locally from the VWAP. And if else, I will be looking for a long here at the golden pocket. Actually, I haven't mentioned the price levels, excuse me. That's 64,500 to 65, and the next one would then be this golden pocket right here, and that is 62,500 to let's take it a little bit wider, because it's probably going to be a pretty volatile event once we reach it, because that is the make or break point. So that will be 62,500 to 61-ish. That I think is a good number. Then of course your first take profit needs to be this very low, and after that your point of control, if you are taking this very widely. If we are creating something like this, then of course you can also just trail your stop loss underneath these lows and then take profit if you want to. Okay guys, that will be it for now, and of course I will also be back tomorrow again. Hope you're all doing fine. Don't get too chopped up, don't get too emotional about this range. It is just a range. That's it, from the highs to the lows, from the lows to the highs, until we break it, and then I think we can say much higher prices. That'll be it for now. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell, click the all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both those links you'll find in the description. See you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.